Всім привіт! Продовжуємо нашу гру за нашого Генріха. Я не знаю, чого його називають Іджіх, чи як його там. Аж вимовити важко. Так, і за нашого лицаря, буду його називати лицарем, наш персонаж. Що нам потрібно зробити? Наше завдання потрапити на весілля. Потрапити на весілля за допомогою коваля Радована. Також нам потрібно з'ясуйте, що сталося з рябком, це наш пес. Що тут ще сходіть до кота, це ці місії, так, або потрапити на весілля за допомогою млинаря Крейцля. Але ви бачите, яка велика відстань, від Просковиці. Тут ближче, це далі. Мені б коня, але щоб коня, то мені потрібно тут, в цьому місті, це місто чи селище, якось розбагатіти і взяти собі коня, бо без коня тут, ви розумієте, в цій грі як без машини. В сучасному світі без машини, так і тут без коня. Пішки можна, в принципі, пішки бігати, але ж, це все не те. Так, ну що, в принципі, буду шукати, а потім вам буду нарізками. Якщо ви не проти, я буду нарізками показувати, що я зробив. І деякі моменти я буду одразу записувати, якщо якісь цікаві. Так, пішов я шукати пса. Не знайшов я його. Шукав я його в цьому місці. Потім ще тут запитував у травниці запитував. Вона сказала, що не бачила. Потім я пішов сюди, тут побув трохи, запитав у корчмаря. Він теж не знає, де. Він там деякі речі, новини деякі розказав. Потім я підійшов до перекинутого воза і там цікаві речі знайшов, а потім я піду до коваля. Можна до коваля. Я думаю, що до коваля піду. Бо сюди вже далекувато. І туди теж можна потім, але спочатку треба буде коня. А що тут я знайшов? Я пішов у воду, відкрив, бачите, вже пусто. Зараз я покажу, що я знайшов дуже цікаве. Збережівка 2 штучки і слабка збережівка 3 штучки і відвар з ромашки. Це ж реально класно. Вивчити, до речі, рецептик. Збережівку можна буде, алхімія можна робити, так, кропива і беладонна. Беладонну я не знайшов. Можна ще сюди Я не вмію плавати, оце прикол. Він не вміє плавати. Це я все заберу. Ну воно лишнім не буде. Що, більш нічого? Даже не вмію плавати. Це теж заберу. Це вже далеко бочки. Так, ну що. Як доберуся до коваля, покажу вам. Так, знайшов я цього коваля. Не помиляюсь, так, є. Ось він. Позначку вбираю, давайте тут з ним побалакаємо. Давайте з ним побалакаємо.
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last 2 hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Зараз
Great.
попробуємо.
Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you
Пробуємо
don't have your
скувати,
own
що він
stuff,
там хоче
you can get
випробування.
everything from the chest in my forge.
Попрацюємо помічником коваля. Влаштуємося на роботу. Сюди? Ага, сюди. Тесак, так? А, спочатку треба взяти ресурси. А тепер погнали.
Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to put in the fire. Now heat it up.
Так,
Get
спочатку
the furnace.
ворушити.
Lever above it. Give it a pull.
Так, кнопка Q зажати, так? Кнопка Q. Можна да? Угу.
Try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. More sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out fast. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer. Any dog can do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side.
Ага, перевернути на іншу сторону.
Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the pot.
Треба розігріти, захолола заготовка. Готові. Все, закінчили. Є. Який 2.
Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
How do I know a good strike from a bad one?
By the sparks that fly up, and by the ring. It rings out with a different sound when you do it right.
What's the right way to heat up the workpiece?
Do it till it turns the color of straw. Ideally, the color should be the same everywhere. If your forging is going to be even, the main thing is, don't work it cold. You just ruin it. But don't overheat it either. As soon as sparks start to fly off it in the furnace, take it out.
Why should I forge evenly?
If you keep hammering the same spot, you'll never finish it. You'll just fuck it up. But jumping from one end to the other ain't a good idea neither. You'd end up working unevenly. The best thing to do is aim each strike next to the one before.
How will I know it's finished?
Notice the shape. The closer you are to finishing, the more precise the shape it will have.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. They can't afford it neither.
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Well, you can sell them. Though you probably won't have much luck around here. But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house, there are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in by the rear door, next to the woodshed, and you can put your things in the chest there. Don't worry, nobody'll steal them.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Так, так. Він нам дав що там, рецепти, так? Я правильно зрозумів? Так, рецепт з Бережівки, рецепт у мене був. А зараз я його вивчу. Вино, кропива і белладонна. Бачите, белладонни в мене нема, вино є. Який там рецепт? Креслення, робоча сокира і землерубські підкови. Зрозуміло. Є. Тепер підемо подивимося, де ми будемо спати, до речі, вмиємось. Хоча можна і не вмиватись. Я думаю, що це наше ліжко. Що тут у нас? Шкіряний фартух. Набір броника. Набір коваля. Щит весни, щит зими, щит літа, щит осені. Давайте щит осені. Арбалет, мисливський болт, капелюх. Це, до речі, все я одіну. І знаєте, як я одіну? Через кнопку О. Інвентар, кнопка О. Це буде в нас окремий одяг. Так. Так. Шкіряний фартух. Уже наш хлопець виглядає набагато краще. Реально. Так, набагато краще. І тобто мені не потрібно буде перевдягатися. О, нажимаю кнопку. Ще третій є, да? Третій варіант. Так, ну поки що буду в жебрацькому бігати. Можна, до речі, фартух одягати. Це якщо я буду кувати. В принципі, давайте одінемо. Де він там? Тако. Почати кувати. Тісак. Тісак ми вже кували, давайте сокира. Сокира або землеробські підкови. Давайте сокиру виготовити. Ми це, як його там, підмайстер коваля. Починаємо з мінімального і можна дійти до вже більш круче. Я думаю, що можна там мечі або ще щось. До речі, треба буде спробувати поторгувати з ним, подивитися, що у нього є. Так. Погнали. Досвіду в мене не так багато. До речі, а там навички качаються? готово. Наша сокира майже готова. Подивимося, яка якість, наскільки в мене майстерність. 3-й рівень якості, ну, я вже як є. Так, і давайте почати кувати. Подивимося, що за підкова. А потім продамо йому це все. Розігріваємо матеріал, кнопка Q. Ну.
Pissing down rain again.
Halfway there.
Давайте ще нагріємо. От це капець. Коли приціла немає, не видно, куди б'єш. Готово. Побачимо. Я думаю, що теж буде третя якість. Так, а якість не показана. Як отак подивитись. А якість не пишеться, там сокирочки пишеться. Третя якість. Цей 43 коштує, цей 13. Але і не все продам, так. Аль. Продати, купувати. Це в нього що можна купити? Мечі, сокири, булава, молоти, вила, стріли, болти. До речі, болти. О, кинджал. Я заберу в тебе кинджал. Мені потрібен голова, броня, тіло. Броня, руки, броня. Це ж ми можемо і кувати, і робити, я так розумію, ноги. Кінь. Землерубські підкови, зілля. Креслення. Бородата сокира, меч військовий. Підкова. Ну це в нас є робоча сокира, тисак. Він нам безкоштовно відмички. Круто. Я штуки 2 візьму. Так, все інше. А тепер продати. Продати тисак. А чому 9,2? Він же ж дорожче. Вон засранець. Окей. Ну добре, будемо продавати. Так, тисак. І це. І будемо торгувати. Зажимаю X.
I'd like to do something about that price.
All right. I'm listening.
Торгувати. Можете паузу нажати, прочитати. Я, в принципі, ще з першої частини вже знаю приблизно, що тут і як. Так. У вас не вистачає грошей.
This is pointless. I'm done haggling with you.
Блін, треба було продавати, а я поставив купити. От. Так. Він тепер не хоче торгувати. От, блін, засранець, дивіться, що робить. Це ж за копійки йому віддати. А чому? Тому що у мене грошей немає. А, у мене 12. У мене 12 грошей, 12,7. А те все дорожче коштує. Окей.
Take care then. And thanks for nothing.
Да, репутація знизилась. Давай поторгуємо.
How can I help you to...
Щось
Show me your wares.
все-таки йому я зараз продам. Знаєте що? Продам підкову. Без торговлі. Так, без торгувати.
I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
Є, репутація піднялася. Тепер
What do you have for-
торгуємо. Сокира. Тисак. І все одно не хоче торгувати. Торгуватися не хоче.
Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Продав я йому. Скільки в мене? 26 тільки монет. Капець. Поспати. Поспати, щоб зберегтись. Бачите, поспати і зберегтись. Не хочу я збереженку тратити оці напої. Можна поспати без кількох там до 5 до 6 ранку. Збереженку. До речі, я пробував ламати ці скриньки вночі. То я вам скажу, що мені в першій частині легше, ніж в другій. В другій частині ще важче ламати, не знаю як на кому. Ну, кому як. І деякі погані речі, які робив я в першій частині, я тут не можу. Тут вони до такого моменту зробили, що якщо ти будеш порушувати закон в цій грі, то вони так зробили, що, ну, блін, це повний жесть. От ще от простих людей. О, підкова. Украсти. Ні, красти не буду. Навіть коли мене не бачать, я зробив, як кажуть, дуже погані речі, потім все одно вискакує, що я щось зробив неправомірне. Ну, тобто це теж трошки я розумію, що неправильно. Тому що в першій частині такого немає, там набагато легше. Хоч в мене навичок менше. Ось подивіться, якщо зараз я смолоскип сховаю. Інвентар. Зараз я вам покажу, в чому сенс. Так. Ось навички, дивіться. Бачите, Тобто наш персонаж не такий там просто з нуля, тупо нульовий. Якщо ти в першій частині починаєш з нуля, ось дивіться, непомітність, 6 рівень. Тобто, знешкодження, непомітне вбивство, так чи інакше. Непомітне вбивство, це воно повинно працювати вже набагато легше. А в мене воно чомусь погано працює. До кого не підкрадися, закінчується тим, що вони просто вириваються. Особливо ці вартові вириваються, так. Не знаю, може із-за чого я вибрав, на початку гри я вибрав цей воїна, а не дозорного. Якщо дозорного вибрати, може це буде працювати, не знаю, може це якось. О, до речі, ремісництво прокачалося, давайте ми зараз подивимося, що його сюди закинути. Ремонт у ремісників обходиться вам на 20 дешевше. Буде пошкоджено, так, як бритва. Чоботи. Давайте оце. Є. А, і ще хочу показати, що можна шточити, да. Так як і в першій частині, бачите, мій тесак 73, це стан. Зараз ми його підемо відновимо. Не потрібно нікому не платити. Так, тесак, вибираємо. Пробіл жмем, тут паузу нажимайте паузу і читаєте. Я не буду, бо я вже знаю. І повинні ось такі іскри йти, бачите. Якщо буде дим йти, якщо бачите ось дим, це неправильно, якщо дим. Потрібно ось такі, щоб іскри були. Тоді ви точите. Якщо дим, то ви наоборот тупите.
Sharp as a razor.
Гостра як бритва. Тепер глянемо. І він каже, гостра як бритва. На 100%, бачите. Я вам так скажу, у мене на початку не виходило. Це вже на першій частині я грав, то я там уже трохи навчився. Так, ресурсів я тут розумію, що немає. Тепер яке в нас завдання? Трошки заробити грошей, буду тут кувати, побуду тут у нього. Потім, я не знаю, сюди розпитайте вівчаря з Копанини, чи він бачив рябка. Або, можливо, я пошукаю в інших місцях. До речі, в Коваля зараз ще. Давайте з Ковалем побалакаємо. Куди він дівся? До речі, під'їсти тут можна. Тобто в казанку. Дивимося ситність. Ситність 74. Щоб свою їжу не витрачати свою, ви можете у Коваля поїсти. О, я вже переїв, бачите, значок появився. З'явився значок. Це наші ефекти. Бляха, не туди класно. Ось посилення, переїдання. Ви переїли і почуваєтесь погано, окей. Зрозуміло. Що я хочу? Хочу Коваля знайти. Де він бродить? Був же ж Коваль, куди він дівся? Бляха, з ним хотів побалакати. Добре, потім побалакаю. Як щось буде цікаво, я запишу. Зараз побалакаємо з Ковалем.
What would you like?
Що бажаєш, розкажи мені про цікавішу роботу.
It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venza and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semin. And they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up. And especially the cargo. Go to Semin and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Samin that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Samin.
Those two hands of yours, Ventsa and Franzi, what can you tell me about them?
Can't tell you much. They're wandering laborers. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long. But these days, I can use all the help I can get.
Were they suspicious in any way?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no slackers. And I can't say that about everyone.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say Lord Samin wants to rearm his garrison with new equipment. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolts. I also fixed the trigger on young Samin's crossbow. And some kitchen stuff. Sacks of charcoal, all sorts of things. There's a good month's work in that cartload.
All right, I'll get right on it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them.
Так, це можна полагодити, але навіщо, як то можна самому? Це ж за гроші полагодити. Так. Закінчити розмову. Нажимаємо М, наша мапа. І нам потрібно аж сюди, да? Вирушайте до Семейна. Окей. І, блін, я не знаю, як подивитися час, скільки у нас зараз часу. Давайте пішки підемо. Яка різниця? Спочатку сюди. Кнопка є. І наш хлопець пішов. Да, ранок, бачите, ранок. Але не можу я цей годинник подивитись. Так, тут втекти. Не хочу я ні з ким зв'язуватися по дорозі. Мене ще вб'ють. Так, ми сюди прийшли. І далі я поставлю мітку. Ось сюди. І піду туди пішки. Або піду навпрошки. І, до речі, такий маленький лайфхак я замітив. Щоб не натрапити на розбійників, якщо ви слабенькі. Ну, тобто ви не можете ще ні з ким битися нормально. То ви по таких дорогах, буває, не ходіть краще навпрошки. Але дивіться, бо в лісах нам можуть напасти вовки, бо на мене були напали, але я від них відбився. Як каже, але буває таке, що не відбиваєшся. Вони просто вбивають. І, до речі, для таких моментів краще з собою носити збережівку чи як її там. Ось збережівка ось ця і ось ця. Зберігає гру. Є слабка збережівка, є така, ну, я і ту, і ту. Ну, поки не буду використовувати, тільки в деяких моментах, щоб зберегти. Бо було таке, що ви дуже далеко зайшли, а потім, блін, спочатку починати це реально. Але бережіть, тому що якщо у вас немає... У мене, наприклад... Там... Це не те. Вже не пам'ятаю, де подивитися ті креслення. Алхімія. А, ремесло, будьте, блін, ремесло. Мечі ось. Тут дивитесь, зілля, ось зілля. Беладонна. Якщо ви знайдете беладонну, то ви можете цю збережівку нафігачити, бо кропиву зібрати і вино – це не проблема. А от де беладонна, я цього не знаю. Так, ну буде щось цікаве, теж покажу. Так, я придбав уже собі коня. Заробив грошей своїм персонажем. Зараз покажу, у мене вже 288. Бачите, я вже приодівся. В лазню сходив, щоб частіше бути. Ось така в мене зброя, обладунки. Так, що там ще прокачав свої навички, характеристики трохи. І, до речі, зроблю відео, як я підзаробив грошей. Що, в принципі, там ніякої складності немає. Вам потрібно просто робити, зараз я вам скажу, ось це зілля, відвар з ромашки. Робити його і дуже багато. І ви прокачуєте і продаєте це зілля. Тобто збираєте ромашку шаблею і продаєте торговцю. І прокачуєте, чому відвар з ромашки, зараз покажу, тому що, дивіться, навички, алхімія, і в мене вже 11 рівень. І коли ви відкриєте ось це, зварені вами зілля можна продати на 30% дорожче. Сира їжа і трави у вашому інвентарі псуватимуться на 50% повільніше. Під час варіння зіль ваша енергія буде повільно відновлюватися, ситість не зменшуватиметься. Тобто реально класно відновлюється енергія і ситість не зменшується. Тобто можна безкінечно готувати. Так, ну тут і далі є, але я поки що, бачите, не прокачав дуже багато навичок. І що я ще хотів сказати, як подивитися, котра година в грі. Нажимаємо кнопку Т, зараз я вийду, там дощ просто і погано чутно. Дощ закінчився, бачите, кнопка Т. Коли ви хочете перечекати, ось бачите, можна побачити. Я, до речі, свою коня купив ось тут. Семен. Селище Семен. Але я зайшов з іншої сторони, я сюди не заходив сюди. Я обійшов сюди, переліз, і тут торговець кіньми. Ви перелазите. Якщо його немає, він десь в будівлі. Ну, я його тут знайшов. Я в нього викупив за 150. Потім я з ним побився. Забрав у нього все, що можна було. І зараз повернувся по сюжетній лінії.
I'm looking for the Takov blacksmith's cart. Have you seen it?
Loads of carts come past here. There's going to be a wedding, and they need supplies. Try asking Captain Gnarly. He keeps an eye on supplies. He'll probably be in the courtyard.
Thanks.
And watch yourself when you go into the courtyard.
Why?
We've got some wedding guests from Moravia. They're in pretty high spirits. It's still a while till the wedding, but them gents is already getting into the swing of things.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour." Hey! You all right there, laddie? Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Oh. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samin is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you pray. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that.
Будемо битись.
Prepare to fight.
Будемо битись. Тобто захищатись.
Stop beating him! Fool! Hey, come on! Stop fighting! Beat him even more!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Unbelievable!
Come on! I'm with you.
You know you fucker clap in the goal! I've got my eye on you! Go on, send them hopping, dumbing and hawk!
Що за каратіст?
Come on! Oh, you wee blasted!
The devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that line?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yechin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
sir.
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No. That's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. So, do you know what to do? Or have you got any more questions?
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. I'd like to go and see that wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad? And what would you do there?
Well, I heard Lord von Berghoff will be at the wedding, and I need to speak with him.
Son, I don't know if you're serious or yanking my pizzle. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be coming to the wedding. He's making a wedding gift for the groom. Stick with him, and maybe he'll take you with him.
This Yurko and his mates, who are they?
They're Lord Samin's kin. They're fine as long as they don't get too much booze inside them.
Only they're from Moravia, so they're never far from the booze.
But what can I tell you, lad? Each to himself. Besides, they stick with the family when push comes to shove. And you can't say that about everyone.
And you, sir? What is it you do?
Well, son, I wonder if I haven't made a mistake about you. If you haven't figured me out by now, you can't be very bright.
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you do for Lord Semin? And your name isn't exactly very common.
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you what a captain does. As for my name, it's a nickname Lord Samin's grandpa gave me. May he rest in peace. When I joined his service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. Wouldn't use anything else. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to, well, win an argument. I broke many a hard skull with it. And it's still in one piece. We've been together so long, we even share the same name.
You're lucky you didn't turn out to be Captain Knob.
Or Captain Headcracker. You're right.
We should probably get going.
My thoughts exactly. Off to the courtyard then.
Good day.
I'm not doing anything, am I? So shut your mouth.
I'll be keeping my eye on you. What did I...
Don't get ideas. I wasn't at my best. But I'm not gonna scrap with you again.
Why don't you want another fight?
Why would I want to stramash? I'm near a man of violence. Tradition has been
Is it your custom to beat up envoys who come to the courtyard?
envoy or no. When a new bloke turns up and gives us a queer look, he gets a clout in the gob. That's fair, isn't it?
Well, no. It's not a custom where I'm from.
See? I learnt you something about Moravian ways.
You've got quite an unusual accent. Where are you from?
Can't you tell? Hum's Neumore in Moravia. Lovely country. All vineyards and bonny lasses.
Well, you don't like it here?
You see any vineyards and bonny lasses here? The locks are broad, all right. They didn't exactly lift your spirits, but more the other way around.
Hey, young fella. Are you going to keep us waiting?
I'm ready to set out, Captain.
Great. Now stick close to us, lad, and don't go wandering off.
All right, Captain.
Where will we start crashing, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry? Cat got your tongue? I can understand that. So how did this little brawl of yours end up?
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Sameen. It'll be an honorable fight, so you better act accordingly. Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
Sword?
Don't get ahead of yourself, laddie. A sword belongs in noble hands. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks, and get your arse into the pen.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
fucking hell!
A bandage, quick! Whew. I hope that's enough.
Henry, come here. I want to tell you something. Come here, son. What do you say, son?
Whew. You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see the young un has spirit. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he's saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
Дається один меча підкручня.
There now.
I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and then. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein. It's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
How did you recognize that I'm not from around here?
Oh, that's easy, youngster. From your smell.
Is that possible?
Oh, aye. I can smell the scent of foreign parts on you. In case you haven't noticed, Trotsky's not exactly Paris, France. I've lived here my whole life, and I know every tree, rock, and house for miles around. And you, I don't know. So you must be new here.
Well, you're right.
Whoa, whoa. So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
About who? Since you're not here, how could I speak of you?
That's what I like to hear. Now run along.
God bless.
Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did, a few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semin on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now, on account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semin would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning desire to deal with it, but if I'm going to pay for it...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semin is a noble and I'm just a commoner. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You ought to calm down, Master Bailiff. That kind of talk can stir things up.
You're right, of course. It just makes me mad, though.
I understand. Do you know anything about Radovan's hired hands?
Only what I've told you. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind if they never turned up again.
Why's that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt in their mouths, and Radovan praises them, but I know people. That pair have mischief in their eyes. I can tell.
That'll be all. Thanks.
Well then, young man, how did it go?
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So to Yichin? The bastards! And what about my goods?
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was falling off the cart.
The thieving scum. Let's hurry. To Yichin!
Sir, I can send a message to the Yichin captain of the guard.
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
Won't you be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir?
I will. Praise Lord Jesus Christ. If I have to choose between riding to Yichin and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing, I'll take Yichin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, gnarly, that was 15 summers ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yichin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my braves they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go, then. So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ, thy Son, was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord.
And Mary said, Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. God bless.
Did you see a cart drive through here by any chance?
All the time, friend, from Truskovich to Yichin and back. Sometimes even a slow cart with a dead body.
I'm looking for a cart loaded with goods from the blacksmith. Probably moving fast.
Now that you mention it, I do recall something of the like. They even dropped a sack of charcoal. When you go out of the cemetery onto the road, you should see it right there on the right-hand side.
Farewell.
A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
You found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
That's not my place to talk of such things, sir.
You see, Gnarly? At least the lad knows his place and the order of the world.
Or he's afraid to speak his mind, sir.
None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one, not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
And someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old Yarmilka would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you. They got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. We still can't be sure of anything.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time running around here as a young lad.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Sameen was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why's that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. But when that blind old crone was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows and the whirring of the spinning wheel. Oh.
It's true about them devils.
Shh.
Not listen to your supposedly educated claptrap. I do. There's somebody there. Sure
Have you forgotten I was ordained, you ignoramus? For fuck's sake, you was never ordained under. I was. Stumbled in it, in the forest chapel by Bodira. Right.
What do we do now? I heard more than two voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slattergo used to come make a fire here and jump over it. And so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge from up there. We only have to go back a bit, and we can get up there nicely.
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for? This is just the kind of thing we took you along for.
Sure, sir. With a bit of luck, there might be some girls there, too.
I could do without girls with voices like that. Now get going.
Wench, he's got a miserable pair of tits on him. You don't say. You really saw that? I'm not kidding. Honza, tell him I'm not having him on. You saw
Those
it too.
definitely aren't the blacksmith's
True.
hands.
He ain't yanking your pizzle. I saw it with my own two eyes. She had one different than the other. All right. But that ain't normal. Everyone must be laughing at the way.
So how's it look, Sonny? How many?
I saw 3. And they don't look like Radovan's hands.
And what about my goods?
I didn't see them. It looked more like a patrol. I reckon there might be more of them hereabouts.
Seems we can't avoid a fight. I hope you're ready, Henry.
Sure am, sir.
I wouldn't worry about Henry, sir. He showed us mettle and training. So, how are we gonna do it? Do you just want to charge them, sir?
What else do you suggest?
Someone could go back up top and try to take one of them down with an arrow before we charge them. There's a good view of the camp from up there.
Good idea. Borrow my crossbow. My shoulder's giving me jip anyway.
All right, sir.
Climb up top, and as soon as you shoot the first time, we'll charge them. And make sure you don't hit one of us.
Right you are, Captain.
Have you forgotten I was ordained, you ignoramus? For fuck's sake, you was never ordained, Honza.
Нічого собі, у нього краще арбалет, чим у мене.
I was. Stumbled in it, in the forest chapel by Bodera. Like Bucky ordained you. Just because I stumbled poured some cold water on your head in the woods don't mean a damn thing.
You haven't a chance, but that hit home. Beat you to a what? You are bleeding. Yeah, you bastard. You got him. Come on then.
Підожди.
Thanks to God and the Blessed Virgin.
Вони й без мене все вирішили. Це їм не знадобиться, тому я заберу.
Stop startling.
Так. Тепер я це все скину на коня. Одно перевантаження якесь.
What's the hold up, damn it?
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here, and none of them bastards look like the blacksmith's hands. Am I right, Henry?
Hard to say. I've never actually seen them, but I don't think it was them.
Me neither. But right past that peak is another good camping spot.
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst. We might have just run into them bandits by chance.
Yeah, well, you were right, as always. Let's go, then. Are you ready, Henry?
I am. Let's go.
Hold on, lad. Give me back my crossbow. You weren't thinking of keeping it, were you?
Of course. You did a good job.
I should bloody think so.
I thought we had everything clear, then, sir. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Make no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time with the Shani, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours. Ahem, gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Samin, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. As long as you ask nicely, eh? Or how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
At them for an ass kicking, you piece of shit! Yeah, don't spare him! Come on, scum! You let him on nicely! He's got no chance alone! True blood! Yeah!
You won't be able to take another one like that. All we come with you is class.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
You're no match for us, fucker!
We'll finish this quickly.
What's wrong? Don't like red.
Yeah! My head!
Yeah, don't spare him. Hey, now you're fucked up.
No!
It's a wonder you're safe. Don't spare him. Christ, I don't have the whole day for you.
They got what they
This doesn't
deserve,
look
the
good.
fuckers. Henry! Hey,
Bandage,
Henry!
quick.
Are you listening?
Whew.
Come
I hope
here!
that's enough.
I'm a...
What now? One of them bastards fled into the rocks. Chase him down and bring him back.
Did you see which way he went?
No, I had other things on my hands. Besides, you're the one who's supposed to keep watch.
I'll go and track him then.
Great. Hurry.
Rich or poor, you can't just lynch me.
Well, who's going to stop me?
The law.
I can't see any law here. And I can see lots of crows that will enjoy feasting at you.
Don't be rash, sir. You don't want bad things said about your family.
Crows can't talk.
You never know. Word always.
Тут треба знайти новину.
Shouldn't have bloody bothered.
I've got you now, Venser. You've nowhere to run to. Yield.
Well, why the fuck would I? It's just you against me. Besides, if I do yield, it's the rope for me anyway.
Who knows what they'll do to you? You might just get a whipping.
For robbing Semine, that old miser. He'll have me strung up from the nearest tree. I'd be better off jumping off the cliff.
If I were in your shoes, I think I'd go for the rope. Falling to your death can be real nasty.
How would you know? Have you tried it? Although, to come up with something that stupid, you must have fallen on your head.
Well, come what may. Anything can happen. Maybe you'll get out of it somehow.
Sure, I'll get out of it. Bollocks. And I don't have to be the one who falls off the cliff. So no, I'm not going with you.
You won't yield?
Oh, I told you. No.
All right. I was hoping for a peaceful end to it. But if that's how you want it...
You're a dead man! Take that!
Go fuck your...
Take that!
Go fuck yourself! Christ! Come it! Let's see what you're made of, you bastard!
You won't be able to take another one like that. You won't be able to take another one like that.
Якось не можу по ньому попасти.
Die, you swine!
Бачите. Я вже думав, що я програю.
I had to kill him, unfortunately. He refused to surrender.
Don't feel bad about it, lad. He'd have swung anyway. At least you gave him a quick end.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. You deserved it. And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Samin. Want to ride? We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible about what happened with his hands.
Could you wait a while? I'd better just check that I haven't lost anything while running around here.
All right, but make it quick. I was happy to get out of Sameen for a while, but now I'm looking forward to being back at my own fireside.
Is that offer of a ride still open?
Sure, if you want.
A ride would be great. My legs are sore.
Wait until you're my age. Well, let's get going.
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's all Vence's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gills.
Shut up, Francie. You both told me you'll bring me the cart, and then you try to fuck me over.
A thief robbing a thief. What world?
I'm still a nobleman, if you don't mind. So I'm not a thief. I'm a robber baron.
A thief's a thief.
Where are you taking us?
To Sameen, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realize you can't execute me just... like that.
That depends. By rights, I should send a plea to the royal court to ask if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. And parchment's expensive. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd happily take the risk and cut your head off without permission.
I can see how much you respect the rule of law here.
You're quite the joker. Invoking the law, are you?
And what will happen to me?
If you really are innocent, nothing will happen to you.
I am. It was Vencer who roped me into it. I swear on my soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart? Every good-for-nothing I've dragged to the gallows swore on his ma. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was pure as the driven snow. But this arsehole don't think twice about damning her. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
Ain't it grand you're here to make that clear for us? And now shut it. The two of you. I don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Semeen's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realized they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to Semeen, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semeen, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down? The whole band?
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the carts and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
Vencer didn't survive the skirmish in Gules' camp, And Franzi, they took him to Semine. He might have been innocent in the whole thing.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. They were only here a while, but that pair was as thick as, well, thieves. And that Franzi could talk his way out from under the executioner's axe.
We'll see. Either way, it's Lord Semine's concern now.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Young Lord Semine's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truscovitz. What do you think of her?
Well, young Semine is marrying her, isn't he? Why would I have my eye on her?
Don't pretend. A statue of a saint would have his eye on her. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a sharp tongue on her. I almost feel sorry for young Semine. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
What does all this have to do with smithing, Radovan?
What? Can't I chat about women with my apprentice? Ah, you're right, though. Let's get down to business. Old Semine wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia. And folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings-on.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition. But that's all I know.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia. But you'll have to ask the Truscovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. But in return, you'll get me invited to Semine's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truscovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation.